look at myself as a weapon. You should follow suit. I'm not just a radio host. I'm a weapon.
Noted.
We're weapons.
Weapons.
Yes. Weapons of destruction.
With Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush from 6 to 9 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Salt Mine City is not only Lincoln's newest brewery, but they're also now serving food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their peanut butter and jelly burger with bacon and cheddar cheese, or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. Don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 11 a.m. every day but Mondays at 8th and R.
Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essig.
All right, welcome into the Fitness Fanatics. It is Sunday, March 30th. We are almost to April showers coming up here in 2 days. Does that mean the rain's coming?
That's what April showers.
Is that a Nebraska thing? April showers brings May flowers? Or
No.
just an Iowa thing?
Just a spring thing.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure.
No.
What is that? What is that?
That's the saying, April showers bring May flowers.
You ever heard of that?
Yeah, I feel like I definitely have. I don't. But
I don't think it's a Nebraska thing.
Okay.
It's just a spring thing.
Okay. So it's not just an Iowa thing. It's a full-blown
Where does that
thing.
come from?
I don't know. It's just those things, you know.
I'm asking. Okay.
Because
I'm harping in on this like way too much.
There's a lot of rain in April.
Okay.
So like April
'cause it's
showers.
Springtime is usually rain. It's just a way to get through the rainy April because we're going to have flowers in May. Although we already have flowers now. I've seen lots of daffodils the past couple days.
Hopefully we're done with winter. No more.
It's probably some farmer's almanac thing.
Okay. No more blizzards, please. I'm done with snow. Even though it was kind of hot, and I was like, I kind of wish it was a little cooler out.
Oh my Lord. But to be fair, like it's not our fault. We can't ever get used to one temperature.
We're just
we're always like a little too warm. Even like in my apartment, I just have times where I'm looking at my thermostat, like I don't know what I even want to set it at.
I know.
Because it's gonna be this morning. I woke up and it was like what, 40 degrees maybe?
Yeah, it was
cool. It wasn't super warm.
Right.
And
chilly.
Speaking of temperatures, Nicole had a vision.
Okay, but I don't want to talk about it right now.
No, but a vision of
not a vision.
What's it called? A comparison?
An analogy.
Analogy that we'll talk to that has to do with weather and health and fitness. So that's coming up a little later.
Fun fact: April showers bring May flowers. A history on 1-800-Flowers.com. It's a poem that was originated in 1157.
Jeez.
A short poem written by Thomas Tusser.
Isn't that neat?
1157. Can you imagine
and
living
it
back then?
literally says the poem goes, Sweet April showers do spring Mayflowers is the poem. It's like a sentence.
And it's been around all this time.
1157.
1,300
so
years.
It's a thing.
Or not 1,300.
Oh, there's a whole other. I'm not going to read it, but anyway.
1,900 years it's been around. That's kind of cool.
Oh, Geoffrey Chaucer also had a version, but it was. So anyway, since
Copied
you
it.
wanted to know.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So it's been around for a long time. It's
Poetry is
definitely
kinda
not
cool.
a Midwest thing. It's just a what are we in the Northern Hemisphere thing?
What are we?
I was thinking upper and I knew that was wrong. Couldn't think of the word northern. It's a Northern Hemisphere thing. Southern Hemisphere, it's a different season.
It's more like winter showers.
The other way around.
Fall showers bring winter flowers.
I guess.
All right. Well, yesterday, so we got a couple things to talk about in this first segment, just some hodgepodge things. If you're watching on the stream, I am wearing this little corn cob necklace.
Which is also outside in the lobby of the mill.
We just noticed this.
Jeff did not steal it, just so you know.
Yeah, I
He
didn't
brought
take
it
this
in
from
himself.
the hook hanging out. We got these because we had an admittance day. It was admittance day for all of UNL yesterday. So Nicole and I were there with Ben, who's going to be a student at UNL next year. So that was
this fall.
Yeah, this fall. So that was kind of cool, obviously, for me, getting a tour around campus. And we went to the admittance day. Kind of the beginning of it was in the Coliseum. And that's where, obviously, the Nebraska volleyball team used to play way back in the day. I think I've told this story how I used to come to games in like 95, 96, early 2000s when Nebraska volleyball played in the Coliseum. And my uncles would always talk about volleyball. And I'm like, who cares? Like, this was me from Iowa, right?
Yeah,
I didn't
volleyball wasn't really that collegiate volleyball.
Yeah, really didn't know anything about it. And we would walk by after football games, we'd walk past the Coliseum to go where they did their tailgating. And there's lines of people out, and we're just like, well, what is the, like, we didn't really see the allure of it back then. But now it's like, it's pretty awesome. But then I told Ben and Nicole a story about how when I went to the Nebraska football camp, one of my football games was in the Coliseum. So I was in the Coliseum playing football.
On the hard floor?
No, they had like turf in there.
Oh, okay.
So I think they used to practice in there way back in the day in 1995 when I went there.
It's crazy to think that so you said where we were is where they played
Yes,
volleyball. It's
yeah.
very small. It's very much like when you watch other volleyball, whenever you see Nebraska in home game or away games, and it looks like they're playing in like a high school gymnasium. That's what it looked like.
Yes.
I know.
And it was full. There were like 4,000 people there yesterday. There was kids from 36 different states that are going to be going to UNL next year.
Yep.
So that was really, really cool. So fun for us. We were able to go. So all like last year they had the gates that you could go in and look at the field. They had it blocked off. They were doing some remodeling or something over there. Well, they had it open. So we went in and went down and was just looking at Memorial Stadium thinking, gosh, this would be just amazing if we could win some games. we went into the new complex that they just built.
Yep.
You can actually go into the lobby area, which I did not know this.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
either.
you can go into the lobby. That's where like they have all the trophies that the players have won, like the Outland, the Stein Cooler.
Did you say that earlier
I did.
today
Like the
too?
Remington
I
Award.
don't know why Stein Cooler's on my mind right now. The Remington Award, yeah. So they have all those trophies with a list of everybody that has won them. That's where they have now. They have the Heisman's. They have the national championship trophies are in there because they used to be over behind the stadium, and you go in and you'd see them. So I was kind of wondering where they were now. Well, that's where they are. So you can go into the lobby. I think it's the Osborne Athletic Complex, or I think that's what the name of it is. So right after our reception, we walked out of the Coliseum, and I was like, well, let's see if we can get in here. And Nicole's like, no.
I was going to be embarrassed. I wasn't going to go.
Let's see. And it's open to the public.
It was.
So, because we've already done kind of a tour of East Campus. We didn't even really do a lot of stuff yesterday.
East Campus is where Ben's going to be
right
studying primarily.
So we went in there, and they have like I said, all the championship trophies, and they were showing like highlights of all the championship games. So guess what we did? sat and watched. I was giving the play-by-play, and there was like, so they were showing, they were in the 70s, and then they went to 94, and Ben's a big Ravens fan. I'm like, look, there's Ray Lewis just huffing and puffing on his hands and knees, and then they showed the 95 Fiesta Bowl, and I seen Terrell Farley walking in here, so he was predominantly in those clips.
He's in a lot of them.
Really?
And yeah, because he had a huge game in that game. He had an interception. He had what should have been a safety. And so I was telling Ben the story, which I've told this before. I don't know if I said this on air, but so in the 95 Fiesta Bowl, there was a play where Nebraska, Terrell Farley sacked Warfel. It should have been a safety. It was right at the goal line. And Terrell's talked about this on his show. Like, he got robbed of a safety in the national championship game. Didn't rule it a safety. So it was like at just the half-inch line. So my dad at the time we were just livid, right? And this was still in the game. It was like second quarter. It was really close at this point. And we were just livid, like, oh, come on, like just complaining about the refs. And then on the very next play, I think it was Jamal Williams, blitzed in and just leveled Warfel, almost knocking him out of the end zone. It sacked him. And my dad jumped off his recliner, ran to the television, and just screamed at the television. I remember this like it was yesterday. And he was like, is that a safety, ref? Just screamed at the top of his lungs.
I wasn't there, but I can picture it.
That's when we were good, right? So now we're just whatever. But that's when we,
Typical.
So then my stepmom at the time was just like, calm down, Wayne, or something. And he was like, if you don't like it, you could get out. It was just unbelievable. Oh, it was so funny. And I was like, here it comes, Ben. This is the play. And it was just awesome.
They showed both clips. Which was kind of funny.
Yeah, they showed both clips back to back, but a lot of Terrell Farley sacks.
And we're watching it, and I'm ready to leave.
Oh,
and
great.
I'm just like, how much longer is this? And there's no it's just clips. I mean, they're kind of chronological, but there's no clips and no time, no score up. Like, it's just the clips. Pretty long clips though. And I'm like, how much longer are we going to be here? And Jeff's like, oh, this is the fourth quarter. I'm like, how do you know that?
I give the play-by-play. I've watched that 94, 95 Orange Bowl and Fiesta Bowl.
The fourth quarter. No contest.
So many times. Like, I mean, I know every play, just when it happened, I'm like, oh, here's a pick six. And then I was like, hold on, I want to see the Tommy Frazier run. And then here it comes. And then I looked at Ben and I was like, wow, that actually kind of looked like Caleb Johnson's reception against us last year at Iowa. Like 4 guys on him and he just bust free and, all the time. And then we're like, okay, let's start walking. And they bring on the 97 Orange Bowl.
Well, it was on the other side. Yeah. So we walked past the things.
I was like, Ben, there's Peyton Manning right here. Look, see, he's getting sacked. Pick six. He's shaking his head.
I do remember that game. I was a Husker fan for that game. So I do remember that one.
And I sat there and I watched that, and I'll tell you, it just brings that you just want to start falling to your knees and crying.
Yeah, I was like wondering, like, what would if I could take like from my era, like 99 to 2025, like what would my tunnel look like?
Well, 99. So we did play for a championship in 2000.
It'd be a lot of Bo Pelini, some Ndamukong Suh clips. Yeah. That'd be fun.
You have one of the most epic plays is when Sue picked off the Detmer against Colorado and then just leveled him on the way into the end zone for a touchdown. That was probably one of the most epic plays after we made the big field goal.
Yeah.
But that was to get to 9 wins. Yes. So that wasn't for like championships,
No, but I think it's a lot better than what we're used to playing for. Colt McCoy game is always fun.
How about the game? How about the game when we played Ohio State and they were down 24-3 and came back in Lincoln?
Yeah, that was a good one.
And beat. That's like our only win against Ohio State ever.
Maybe a run
in the Big Ten.
Kellogg, Hail Mary.
Yep, you got that. Yeah. I mean, so there's a few moments.
We can smile at a few things in the past. It's not all bad.
I mean, how about beating Iowa 2 years ago in Kinnick Stadium? Trey Palmer lighting them up.
Yeah, that was fun. All right, now I'm a big basketball fan. Nebraska basketball.
What, highlights?
Yeah. That face you made was terrible.
I mean, there really isn't any.
In case they interrupt that away.
Yeah, hitting some threes. How about
Yeah.
beating Purdue and Matt Rule stormed the court?
Oh, there we go. That's so bad that's like the cream of the crop. And I legitimately got excited.
My
for
buddy
it, but
always
yeah.
texts
Yeah.
me and he's like, shouldn't Matt Rule be storming the court somewhere? Because I give him a hard time. I'm always like, where's Kirk Ferentz? He should be out there supporting Iowa.
Royal Crown.
So, oh gosh, but it's just like,
Actually-
Ben's watching and I'm just like, look at this. And I'm
And
like,
what
I mean,
did Ben even ask? Like, if was it which team, the 95 team, if they would have, how they would have fared against?
yeah, he asked what I thought if the 95 team played the 2019 LSU team with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, how our defense in 95 would have held up against LSU. And of course, my answer was like, well, you're watching Danny Warfel in Florida, who was the number one offense in the country at that time. And, and I think when you watch like the Super Bowl last year with the Chiefs and Eagles, and then the Super Bowl with the Bucks and the Chiefs, like, the one thing that can make great quarterbacks look kind of like they have issues is pressure, right? So when we watch the Eagles, we're just in Mahomes' face all the time. Well, if you go back and watch the Fiesta Bowl against Florida, the Orange Bowl against Peyton Manning, and that great offense with Jamal Lewis and Peerless Price. I mean, they had just guys everywhere. Same with that Florida offense, like number one. Well, they weren't the number one offense in the country because Nebraska was the number one offense in 95. But, pressure on the quarterback, hitting him, big hits, sacks, getting him nervous. And so obviously my answer was like, of course we would beat him. He's like, well, Ben's he didn't see that team with his own eyes like I did. But
I think they would definitely win too.
But that would be a great matchup.
I'm not. Yeah, I think you'd be ignorant to say like, they just get crushed because of like Jamar Chase. You get that wide receiver core and Joe Burrow. Like you're gonna have some
Do some
success,
stuff.
but also not versus. When he's Cincinnati, when he made his Super Bowl run, that offensive line wasn't blocking for him, so he made it pretty far despite not having a great line.
Well, and when you think about the Husker defense in 95, like you just list the names. It's
stacked.
Grant Winstrom, Jason Peter, Christian Peter, Jared Tomich, Jay Foreman, Terrell Farley. I mean, Mike Minner. It just goes on. And I mean, it's just crazy. Like, I mean, I think almost every player from that defense was drafted into the NFL. So if you're just like, they got Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. I mean, yeah, but there's no contest. We'd take them. We're physical.
I think
physicality, and really, are they going to stop our offense? I mean, watching Lawrence Phillips run. When you have Amon Green coming off the bench,
right?
I mean, come on, like you're just
I was thinking like what
about
the
that
spread should be, and I was like hovering around like, maybe you do 3.5, and then I'm like, might have to bump it up to like, what would you put the spread on?
Oh my gosh. I mean, at least the Huskers by 7 to 10.
I think that's actually pretty fair.
They just wouldn't be able
to. Because you go through the offense too. It's like,
right. When Amon Green is the guy coming off the bench, when in that season he ran for over 1,000 yards. I mean, he's just the backup and then they could have scored. They won 62-24. They could have tacked on another touchdown, which I was begging for them to score. My little 17-year-old high school junior, like, come on.
Well,
they downed it at the 2-yard line with their third string quarterback taking a knee to end the game. Like they could have put up
so many of those games where you see the crazy finishes, and they still had their third stringers in there. I don't know what time did they usually just throw in.
Well, it's by the fourth quarter is because
they switch things up at fourth quarter.
But even then, your third string, you're bringing in Damon Benning.
Yeah,
I mean, it's crazy to think about that. So I'm, Ben's a little tear in my eye, just thinking back to when it was just an incredible run. But it was pretty cool. Yesterday was pretty cool for us.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I know you wanted to do this later, but I think we should just do it now.
What?
Since we've been talking about football this whole segment, we should do the Weddle now.
Oh yeah, we can do this.
Let's just get it done.
Let's get it done.
We've done this before in the past, the Weddle, which is like the football version of Wordle.
And it's like Ben
4. Ben got it in 4 guesses.
The Prodigy.
You have 0. You have 8 guesses to guess the player, basically. So Harrison,
all right, let's
and
go. I'm
Jeff,
going to take some notes here while we're doing
who's
this.
your first?
So let's just do what Ben does. He always starts off with Lamar Jackson. That's always his first pick.
Okay. Harrison, you're good with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So what we have is pretty much nothing. There's nothing. They're not AFC North.
He doesn't exist.
He's not a quarterback. The only thing we have is the number is higher than 8.
Oh, higher than 8.
Yeah. Player's number.
Okay, Harrison.
So no quarterbacks.
No quarterback. Throw out another player. Anyone. It doesn't matter.
Higgins. Higgins.
I'm doing it on my
Well,
computer.
he's not in the AFC North, so great pick.
Oh, okay.
I didn't hear that part. You said nothing.
I did say AFC North.
She did say that.
Okay.
Yeah, everything that Lamar is none of they're in none of them.
Well,
so
my apologies.
Yeah, I did say specifically AFC
funny.
North too. Just so you know. So now we know that it's a player younger than 26.
Okay, he's young.
But
what
that's all we
position?
got. I don't know. Not wide receiver, not quarterback.
Okay.
26 and not in the AFC North.
Okay, so we got it. No wide receiver, no quarterback. So let's throw out another one. Let's do David Montgomery.
What Ben's guesses were here. He sent it to me.
Oh, he gets it 4. We're on guess 3, so
Yep. Okay.
we're in big trouble.
Let me see. Doing this on my computer, it's much faster. Okay, so it is a wide receiver.
What? You didn't say that.
a running back. I literally was looking at the RB.
I think we have.
No, be
I think
quiet.
that we have a host issue.
No, no, not the fact that I said not in the AFC North, and Harrison immediately said someone in the
Hold on.
AFC.
So we got running back.
And they are in the NFC, but not in the NFC North.
Okay, so we got a running back, not in the NFC North, and it's the age of under 25 or
26.
Under 26, running back in the NFC, but not in the NFC North.
Shorter than 5'11". Not that you necessarily
shorter.
know that.
Ooh, shorter than 5'11". What's that little running back for Dallas?
I was gonna go with what was Eckler? Where's he at today?
He's young. He's old. He's in his 30s.
Okay, so he's not gonna be him.
Yeah,
You said for the Cowboys?
The little guy from who's the little.
I know who you're talking.
From Kansas State, the little teeny running back.
I want to say it starts with an M.
Oh gosh, who is that? Yeah, that's who I'm thinking because he's pretty small.
Yeah.
I just can't think of who it is.
Well, think of someone else then.
Okay, let's go somewhere else here. Little running back in the NFC. Little running back, young running back. We got anybody?
Josh Jacobs, but he's got to be taller than that, right?
Well, Josh Jacobs is in the NFC North.
Yeah.
Yes. So that wouldn't be good. Let's see. We got
It's still NFC though.
Let's see. Gosh, what is that? That's probably who it is too. I just can't think of his name.
How big is Bijan Harris, big man.
Harrison is cheating just for the
No,
record.
I'm just looking at the team's divisions over here, just so we're not overlapping. There's no players being Googled.
Jeff is typing. He's looking up this player.
You can fact check over here, Nicole. Don't put out just straight lies.
Let's see.
What are you looking?
No, I was just looking the K-State running backs.
Darren Sproles.
No, he's old. That's from like
John as well.
Okay.
You threw that in there.
Yeah,
listeners, help him out for crying out loud.
Oh my
They
gosh,
need
this is so bad.
some help.
Who is
here.
the doubt? Where's Pete when you need him? Right?
He's not
where's
here this
Pete
week.
Ferguson?
I don't know. He was here for 7 a.m.
Well, he won't be in studio.
We're
He's
gonna
a guest
figure this
host.
out.
Yeah, he's got the. Well,
yeah.
Mike
fun
coming in
facts.
later.
Wow, I'm glad we're doing this
Okay,
now
we
because
have Deuce Vaughn.
this is taking longer than I
Deuce
thought
Vaughn.
it would be.
Deuce Vaughn.
That's
Let's
right.
try him. He's a little tiny running back for the Cowboys.
Okay.
See, I knew who it is. I just had to look up his name.
Sure. No.
Okay, now give us what are we eliminating?
We're
like
just nothing.
2 minutes.
So we're eliminating
NFC East.
no. Yeah. Yep. And then they are older than 23. So 24 or 25
Oh my gosh.
is the age. That's all
24.
you get.
So no NFC East.
And he's 5'6".
See, I told you he was
I know.
tiny.
Wow.
So no NFC
5'6".
East. No NFC. I mean, we could do.
NFC,
we
so we're
could
down
try.
to the south or west.
We could try B. John Robinson. I don't know how tall he is, but
He's taller, but just put it in there. See if we can knock off.
See if we can get
We're not
eliminate
beating Ben.
We can eliminate the
that's already
NFC
been
South
determined.
here. So Bijan Robinson's our next guest.
Okay, hold on. It's a little tricky on a computer. I thought it was going to be better, but then there's ads.
Oh,
I
wonderful.
can't see it. Hold on. Well, if you guys would have figured it out sooner, it would have been a lot easier. Now it's going down too far. Okay, I got it. No, you get nothing.
Okay.
He's in the NFC South. You haven't. Okay, so now we know you now know. Because it's not NFC East. It's not NFC North. It's not NFC South.
NFC. Okay, so about Kenneth Walker III.
I'm thinking of the Panthers running back.
Well, that's the NFC South, so we can't use him. It's an
I
NFC.
thought that was the only one we're down left to. We're down
NFC West.
Oh, okay.
Kenneth Walker.
Anderson.
Go for it.
He's a young guy.
Yeah.
That is what it is. You got it.
Look at you, Jeff.
There we go.
Who's
got
the
it.
Cardinals running back?
James Conner.
James Conner.
So there we go. We hit it. We got it.
Finally.
Time for break. So stay with us. 90. We'll end on a positive note. And I was looking like I knew who it was.
Cheater.
I just couldn't think of the name. But so
Cheater,
Kenneth Walker III, Harrison and I hit it. 92.7 The Ticket. We'll be back. Fitness Fanatics. Imagine a healthier, more active, physically fit version of yourself. If you've been putting off getting into shape, now is the time with the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-Week Challenge. Our program combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching to help you achieve your fitness goals. And ticket listeners, you can get $150 off your enrollment. The next 10-week challenge begins on April 12th. You can get all the info at fxblincoln.com. Don't wait any longer. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Just about everyone from every part of the state wants to win one of the 8 gray 2025 Ford F-150 XLT trucks in Trucks and Bucks, your Nebraska Lottery's most popular scratch game. But remember, since Nebraskans of all ages and locations around the state just love this game, tickets will sell fast. So play today and experience the power of gray. Trucks and Bucks top prize odds are 1 in 336,000. Ford F-150 is a registered trademark owned and licensed by Ford Motor Company.
My best friend. They were always there for me when I needed a break.
I also thought cigarettes were my best friend, and then they gave me peripheral artery disease.
I smoked and had a stroke. Actually, multiple strokes.
I smoked and have heart disease. Here's my tip. If cigarettes are your friend, you need a better friend.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hog Wild's giant sub baked potatoes are anything but basic and really hit the spot when you're craving a little comfort food. Nothing is more satisfying than a Hog Wild baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and chives. Add your choice of a Hog Wild house smoked meat like pulled pork, chicken, or brisket for a little extra. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion, for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 89-cent boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.29 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Buffalo Wings and Rings today on 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio, video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to the Fitness Fanatics. So this next 10, 15 minutes, we want to talk about something that's very passionate for us, something we've done every year we've been in Lincoln. Every year we've had our radio show, the Husker Off-Road. I can't never what it's called.
You say that every time. The Nebraska Football Road Race.
The Nebraska
3 years in a row you do it.
I know.
Oh, off-road every time. It's all on road.
It is on road. We're not running on gravel.
Never
or
off-road.
in fields. It is on road. So the Nebraska Football Road Race is July. Mark your calendars because we're going to be talking about this every show from now till July 20th. We're at least going to bring it up. We're going to get a page set up for the Fitness Fanatics group. So we want to do like T-shirts and we want to be representing out there, but we want to talk about this. So if something you've never heard of, every year the Nebraska football team puts on a road race and they're raising money for pediatric brain cancer research.
Yep.
So this year is going to be probably a little bit more special with the passing of Jack Hoffman, who passed away earlier this year. And his dad also passed away too within the last year. So it's pretty devastating for that family. So, but that's what it's for research for pediatric brain cancer. Every year we do it. It's so amazing. What's really amazing about it is that almost every single Husker football player is at this event. So last year when we went, if you're watching the stream, we have this, I brought this football into the studio. I was like going to point it to the, just right here. Brought this football. This is football belonged to my dad who passed away 10 years ago this month. And so my son, Ben, this is his football now. So we took this to the road race and got all these signatures on here. Like really didn't have to wait in lines. The guys,
Wow.
I mean, a couple lines we had to wait in, like, we waited in line to talk to Dylan and stuff like that. But I mean, he had all these autographs. We have Dylan Raiola's autograph. We have Ty Robinson's autograph. We have Nash Hutmaker's autograph. We have Emmett Johnson's autographed. I mean,
oh, nice.
Just so many players on here. One of Ben's favorites that he got was Camden Cook, who's our backup punter, but he's the son of Sam Cook, who was the punter for the Ravens for forever, like his whole career. So the guys are just, I mean, they'll talk to you, they'll sign things. Some of them go out and do the run with you.
There's a lot of football players out on the course. It's really fun cheering you on.
I mean, last year, towards the end, Dylan was out there at the end of the race. We don't want him out there running. I mean, God forbid we roll an ankle out there doing this 5K. So he's out there, clapping, cheering people on. But we got Heinrich Harber's autograph, Danny Kalin's. I mean, it's just really, really cool. Jamari Butler. I know some of these guys are gone now, but they could be future NFL players, and we got them all on this football. So, but I believe it's like $35.
There's also a 1 mile fun run too, and that's $25. That's usually kids, a kids fun run, but a lot of times parents do it too. If you're intimidated by a 5K, don't even worry about it. Lots of people walk it. I walked it last time. We had some people
a group of walkers.
Yep, we had a group of walkers. We also a couple of years ago, in collaboration with Dr. Adam at Spine and Sports Chiropractic, we created a training plan, which we will be sharing again. So even if you're not a member at Farrell's, we have a training plan that it's like a 5 or 6 week training plan to get you out and moving. And it also includes some warm-ups, some cool downs, and a little bit of like strength training that you can do, just body weight strength training to get a little bit stronger for that 5K. So you do not have to run it. It's called the road race, and it is a race. I mean, there are fast people that do a lot of
there'll be people
high school athletes
to try to win and stuff.
So if you are competitive, you could still be out there and like try to win your age group or whatever. But more importantly, it's just a time to kind of come together. They always have a great like presentation at the beginning, honoring and celebrating survivors and of pediatric brain cancer. It's a really powerful thing. So it's a really great day. It's just a really fun day. If you're a football fan, if you like running,
if
you
you're
support a good cause.
If you're a parent,
here we go,
and you have young kids like Harrison, and I think because they didn't do this back when I was a kid, but had my dad taken me to something like this when I was 10, and I got to meet, back then it would have been like Steve Taylor and Calvin Jones and like all those guys from the late 80s teams, like it would have been the most epic thing that I would have remembered as a kid.
And last year, and I don't know if it is this year, sorry, but it started in Memorial Stadium.
Yes.
Too.
So it starts in Memorial Stadium and it finishes in Memorial Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're meeting the players, you're on the field.
The field.
You're on the field meeting the players, which is also really cool.
You're on Tom Osborne Field.
Yes. I was going to say that, but then I was afraid I was going to be wrong. So I didn't want to get the pitchforks coming after me.
Tom Osborne
I know,
Field.
but I was 99.9% sure. But anyway, so imagine now we're just painting the picture even more for you. Imagine you're a little kid. Your dad's like, oh, we're going to go do this really fun day. And then you walk into Memorial Stadium onto the field.
Just down on the field, playing catch. Like players are out there playing catch with you. Like we had a video. I was just lofted a perfect touchdown pass to Ben, corner of the end zone. Like I was Dylan Raiola, just laid it right in there in his hands. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just really cool. It's cool for me. It was really cool for him. And he's 17. He was like, man, getting autographs. And
he's done it. This is his third or fourth year doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
doesn't run, but
runs one time a year.
Yeah.
That's the road race.
Yep. No training,
So just picture if your dad would have brought you down to this when you were
it'd be great.
15.
Mm-hmm.
I think just about. I think the older you get, I don't think I'd ever I'd still want to go every time. I just have to make a new excuse. I think it's always a super cool thing to do, though.
Well, I go.
Yeah, but you got Ben.
You have Ben.
Doesn't matter.
Ben's gone.
We've established Jeff has no shame when it comes.
But you're still doing
not that
wrong.
You have to. You can be just a fan. It's okay. That's part of the reason why they do it that way, because they know it's such a cool experience.
You could not even run, right? You just sign up and pay and go in there, meet the players, get the autographs, and then when the run starts, you just kind of hang out. And,
don't do that.
Like you're a spectator.
You can at least walk.
Well,
and it comes with a shirt. So you could even get your shirt signed. We have done that. So, and we'll sign up. We'll have a group, a Fitness Fanatics group, and then we'll do shirts also. There'll be an additional cost for that. But then you could wear that shirt and have that signed. We have a lot of members that have done that before too, and have just tons of signatures on the back of their shirt.
Yeah. So if
opportunity.
You've never done a 5K before, you're thinking, oh, this would be great. And you're thinking, which one should I do? This is by far, if you are a Husker fan, the number one 5K you could ever do. Because you think about Fan Day. There's just, you're waiting for hours to get autographs, and you get 2 seconds, and then you're out. Like here, you sign, and then you move on to the next person. All the guys are they're just all standing around. And of course, I'm taking Ben around, and we're like, well, let's go see the receivers, and so it's just another opportunity to kind of, let's look at the team and see what they look like. I remember last year looking at Jamal Banks and Isaiah Newer, and I was like, my gosh, these guys are freaking
big,
huge.
Yeah. Taller than you
think. And they were good. You drop passes. One right in front of our face at Iowa. But outside of that, they were pretty good. So
Ben ran last time with the football and even tossed it to a player, and he threw it back on the course. So that was fun, So the players do really enjoy the day also. It's really is fun. And I if you can walk with me in our group of walkers, and we get selfies with the players on the course the whole time. The water stations are usually manned by another one of the sports. The volleyball team has been out there before. The basketball team was out there last year, right?
No, 2 years ago.
2 years ago. There were some basketball.
Oh, there were some basketball players.
I think
out
it
there.
was both. Was it men and women's
Yeah,
basketball
yeah.
last time? So there's like water stations, and so some of the other athletes are out there. So you have an opportunity to interact with them too. So I have selfies with our basketball team too. I got a picture with Fred Hoiberg one year.
And I didn't, because
No.
I was just trying
Too
to run
cool.
as fast as I could.
Too cool.
I missed all the fun.
But I just stay with our walkers. I think it's really fun. I like walking. You get to enjoy the course more.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 3 miles, 5K. If you haven't, if you've never done a 5K. So it's a 3-mile walk. Takes, I don't know.
Which anybody can do a 3-mile walk.
Or you can work up to it. Maybe not right this second if you're not normally a walker.
I know, but
it's
you
in
can, though.
July.
Well, that's pretty hot.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, you have a lot of time to work up to it slowly.
We encourage you, if you don't go to a gym and you're looking, where should I start with my exercise regiment? Get outside and walk. Start for 5 minutes.
This might be a great way to kick off a health and fitness kind of goal for yourself. And like I said, if you join our group, which we'll create a Facebook group for it, but if you join our group, you'll get access to the training materials. And it's just I think it's 3 days a week of walking or running, and it's timed. And so you just kind of go at your own pace, and you gradually week by week go farther and farther until you're ready for the 5K.
Yep. And we don't charge you for that. That's just, all because we want to have as many people join the Fitness Fanatics running group as we possibly can get. So again, whether you're affiliated with Farrell's or not, doesn't really matter, because we want you to be a part of our group and our team. So I just found out this morning when that was announced. I was just looking. So I'm going to work on getting our team page set up this week and start promoting it in our gyms. And then we'll post on our Instagram. And again, we'll be talking about it every single Sunday from now until the 20th, because we want to beat it in your heads that this is the best 5K that there is.
Even Iowa fans have a good time. Bubba's been out to the race twice now, and he has had a good time every time.
Even Dylan signed an Iowa shirt last year.
Oh, I think I remember
that.
that.
He was a great sport about it.
Wasn't there a funny story where the kid accidentally, or?
No, he knew, but then they just got a really funny picture.
He didn't know, Dylan didn't know he was wearing an Iowa shirt at the time.
That's what it was.
Until he started to sign it.
Yeah,
and then he stepped back.
Kind of laughing about it.
I don't know about this. But then he did, and then he was a great sport about it, and they took a great picture.
Well, and he did tell the kid that they were going to beat him this year, so I may have to bring that up if I see him next time. No, I'm just kidding.
You promised.
But that
kid's heart.
He's wearing an Iowa shirt signed by Dylan, so think about how cool that is for him, right?
Yeah, it's funny. Like, it's a cool part of the rivalry.
Yeah, he wasn't like, he was super nice about it.
Well, he's deep into enemy territory.
Yeah.
He's not gonna.
And that was great. I mean, it was so fun. Pete texted in and said, "Harrison, I have a kid you could borrow."
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But he said they may invoice you, though.
That's all right. The signature is they'll offset, I think, balance wise.
And we'd have to get a new host for the day, because that is on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So we'd have to get somebody to run the board for all of our shows if you're going to be participating. But
that's true.
And you're so fast, you might get out there and finish. You might be in the top 10.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just finish so fast.
You might.
Hey, you have time. You have time to start training. You're still young.
Get some sun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's just a great event. And a couple of years we've had some of the players on with us. We're going to work on getting players. The last year just kind of
they weren't back
Coach
yet.
Rule kind of threw a curveball for us and gave everybody the week off that we were going to have them on the show. So we didn't have anybody on to promote.
Right.
But we're going to be working on that this year. And there was a few years ago in 2019, that's how long we've been doing it. 2019, we actually had some of the players that came to our 10-week party back then.
They did.
Damian Daniels, Jack Stoll, who's a Super Bowl champion. He was there, in college.
Yep.
I forget that Stoll's a champion now.
He is a champion.
That's crazy.
Yep. So
and O'Shawn Mathis, he got one.
Yeah, but he wasn't there. I'm talking about players at our party.
Is what Jeff's talking about.
Yeah, players at our party.
Okay.
Wonder if Cam Jurgens was there.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't
All
think
right.
so.
Well, so again, we're going to get that set up. But if you wanted to get some more information on, just go to Huskers.com and look up Husker Road Race, and you can find all the information on there. $35 for the 5K, $25 for the 1 mile fun run.
But don't get signed up yet because you can't sign up under our team, which is not the biggest deal. But we will have a team where you can register and join our team.
Well, it is a big deal because we want the Fitness Fanatics to have the best. And maybe we can talk to DP about have some of the other guys on the ticket promote this, because they never really do. I know last year I went on with AD and Raf and just talked about it, getting registered. But I think like if they talked about it on early break or, to get joined up and, raise some money for pediatric brain cancer.
AD or anybody actually run it?
AD did the first year.
AD ran it in 2019.
AD seems like he might.
And that's he can't do it this year because of his back, but I don't think he's ever ran since.
Yeah, he doesn't have.
You broke him, but he did run.
He has fond memories of the day, but not of the race itself.
Oh yeah, it was funny because we were wanting to get our picture with Adrian Martinez, and there's some kid, and AD's just like, Adrian, just walks up there, and just here was a big picture of Adrian and AD and myself and a couple other members. So, but it was really funny. So I'm hoping we can get some more cooperation on that. For the ticket to promote that, because it is just a fantastic day all the way around. It's a good way for fans to interact with the Husker players, and they donate their time for this. I mean, it's Sunday morning when they could be sleeping in. They got to go to bed early on Saturday night and during the summer if they're wanting to get up early for this. But
just to make it work too, right? Because I think the one time we got rained out. Didn't you meet just in the Hawks Center?
Yes.
Yeah, it got rained out. We met in the Hawks Center, and then we got to go down the tunnel walk. Cool. So, we were touching the horseshoe. I mean, they made it work. It was pretty disappointing we couldn't go on the field, but I thought that was the best 5K ever.
Because you didn't have to do a 5K.
Didn't even have to run.
But at least they try to make a way. It's like, all right, let's make it. So it's still memorable.
Yeah,
weird, cool experiences.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, very cool.
All right, we're gonna go to break. We'll be right back. Stay with us. 93.7 The Ticket, Fitness Fanatics.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
When your home fills up with family, Allo Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Allo Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
Makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Love is in the air, and so are big savings. It's the Big I Do event at Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions, April 4th through the 6th. For 3 days only, enjoy 20% off all engagement rings and wedding bands, plus exclusive bridal collections from our top designers. Whether you're saying yes or I do, shop now for the year's best prices and selection. April 4th through 6th, Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today. Fleet Feet Lincoln is excited for the upcoming spring season and the warmer temps, and they want you to get outside and be active. Fleet Feet's Fit ID process takes a free 3D image of your feet to help runners and walkers alike find comfortable tennis shoes and inserts that ease pain associated with plantar fasciitis, bunions, and more. Get back on your feet this spring with a trip to Fleet Feet, open 7 days a week at 77th and Pioneers. Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Fleet Feet Lincoln is excited for the upcoming spring season and the warmer temps, and they want you to get outside and be active. Fleet Feet's Fit ID process takes a free 3D image of your feet to help runners and walkers alike find comfortable tennis shoes and inserts that ease pain associated with plantar fasciitis, bunions, and more. Get back on your feet this spring with a trip to Fleet Feet, open 7 days a week at 77th and Pioneers.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to the Fitness Fanatics. Just have a few minutes here. Coming up at the top of the hour, we're going to talk all about nutrition.
Maybe not all about
well,
nutrition.
a lot about nutrition.
Yeah.
And we're talking about our upcoming 10-week challenge, which shout out to the OG CJ. If you're out there listening, I got your enrollment last night.
Coming back.
So you OG CJ's coming back to Farrell's, and I believe he's bringing somebody with him. Okay, I can't confirm this, but I think the person who signed up last night also
same time
is coming with him. So
Was it April 10th?
April 12th.
Oh, my birthday.
Oh, that's when the challenge starts. Saturday, April 12th.
Okay.
So shout out to him. So
yeah.
And we'll talk more about the challenge coming up here. But before we get into health and wellness, I wanted to ask Harrison how your bracket's doing. How your NCAA tournament bracket's doing. Is your champion still left? Your final four, if you're out there on the text line, 402-464-5685. I know we have a ticket. Well, I'm in the ticket challenge pool right now. So how is your bracket looking, Harrison?
I know it's not like perfect. It's definitely not bad though either. I know my biggest one, let's try to pull it up here, is I just don't have I have Houston winning it all, but I had them playing St. John's. So that was by far my biggest hit.
Yeah. So
otherwise, I think I got everybody else in my final four yet. How's yours doing?
Who's your winner? Who do you have the winner?
Houston.
Oh, you might have said that. I wasn't listening.
Houston beating St. John's.
Oh, okay.
So in the ticket pool right now, I am 64th out of 570 participants, but I cannot win. So ESPN has a kind of a cool feature where you can, once it gets down to 12 people, you can click on like forecast, and then pick the champion. Well, I'm at 0%. So the problem with all my final four teams, like I have Duke is in there. I picked Florida to win it all. I have Houston and I have Michigan State. So the two games today, I'm a little concerned about. Like after watching Tennessee play, I definitely think they can beat Houston. Like I would not be surprised at all if Tennessee beat Houston. Sparty against Auburn, I'm a little skeptical on that too. But I have all my Final Four teams are left. I have Florida beating Duke in the national championship. So the problem when you kind of go chalk like I did, 3 number ones and a number 2, like a lot of people go chalk.
Yeah.
So like I'm already technically eliminated. Now I could finish probably in the top 5 of the ticket. If Florida beats Duke for the title, I could finish way up there, but I can't win it because I don't have anywhere for me to make up on at least one person who's ahead of me. We all have the same going out.
Yeah, I'm devastated. I just did the forecast. I didn't realize
0%.
Yeah,
You're out.
Oh, bummer.
You cannot win.
I mean, at least I can just enjoy the games now. But yeah, I'm assuming same thing. A lot of chalk. St. John's being out, that killed me. Even though I could still get everybody else in my Final Four and still have Houston win it, I still would not be able to win. So it's a bummer.
And I'm not. I know there's been a lot of talk of like mid majors not making it. I'm a
I don't care.
Kind of a blue blood person. Like I'm excited to watch Tennessee.
Well, yeah,
versus
those
Houston.
are the matchups you want to see.
You know what I'm not excited to watch? Florida Gulf Coast.
Hey, well,
UConn.
that was different.
But
Florida
I'm just
Gulf
like-
Coast was fun.
Or Illinois Chicago. Or like I want to see the blue bloods. That's
like
me.
I just like Florida Gulf Coast was such a fun team because that was like Clippers in the March Madness. It was unreal. The lobs they were just throwing up. Yeah, I don't know. I think this year was just. I don't mind it when the best teams get to the finish line.
Right.
That's why the NBA changed it. That's why for money as well. But you play 7 games, like you're not gonna. Rarely are you gonna have the 8 seed outside of the Miami Heat that one year, make it all the way to the NBA.
Well, the Knicks
Finals.
made it too one year in the.
Knicks
in the
did it.
strike strike shortened year.
Yeah,
the Knicks is the 8th seed made it with like Allen Houston, Latrell Sprewell.
They
They lost to the Spurs though.
So wow. Okay, so the Heat were the second team to do that.
Yeah, second.
Forgot about the Knicks.
Well, I mean that was like said a shortened season where they played like 50 games.
Count it. You can put an asterisk on it, but you can count it.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't really mind. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of parity going forward either. With NIL,
I know.
Like if you got a good player, he's getting poached next year. Unless
yes.
You will run into the rare kid who's really only about the university and will not take a bribe. But I mean, if you have a good year and you're making nothing on NIL, and then all of a sudden someone wants to give you 100,000, 200,000, up to $1 million, like you're gonna take the money,
right? And usually the Cinderella teams, for the most part, when they make runs, they're senior laden teams, right?
Bunch of veterans that are in there.
They've been playing together for 4 years, so it's like this is this one school's chance to make a run, and so then they have a great year because their seniors are playing freshmen. And I know there was like a graphic of all the Sweet 16 teams, like how many starters came from other teams, and
it was sad. Interesting to look at.
The 2 teams that had the most players in their starting 5 that the team recruited was Purdue and Michigan State.
I think Purdue had all 5, right?
But their top 8 scorers were all drafted, recruited by Purdue. Michigan State, 7 of their top 8, and the lone exception was Frankie Fiddler. That's it. Everybody else was recruited, developed, kept from them. So it was pretty interesting.
It's cool to see. Well, then you look at a team like Auburn too, who's just older, like 23. I know they're kind of came from everywhere, but they're being that old. Oh man, you have to do like almost a case study. I bet you like the average age of like the winner is probably what matters more than anything now.
Well, and with the good thing with NIL and basketball is that more players. You're obviously going to have your Cooper Flags that are just like when you're surefire number 1 pick or top 5 picks, you're going to leave to go to the NBA draft because it's just absurd amount of money.
Yeah.
And the faster your clock starts, the faster you get to the insane super max deals where they're just making 70, 80 million a year, which is just, it's crazy nowadays. I wonder what Michael Jordan would have made if he was a player right now. Just he's worth probably just 200 million a season.
Well, like how many players do you think like the talent of Michael Jordan is how many of other players, and then add their how much they make together? You know what I mean?
It's crazy. There's players that you've never heard of that are just making 20, 30 million a year.
Well, even like LeBron James, because remember, like I'm not the biggest LeBron James fan, but the hype he had, like before really social media was a major thing. Like for someone to get that big and then be selling out, and like people are just freaking out about this guy, and like no one's really, I think probably email era. So if you want to like or MSN
Maybe. Like, how did
Messaging,
you
brag.
get info about LeBron James?
You watch Sports Center.
Right. Yeah.
That's what you did.
Yeah.
USA Today.
You watched highlights on Sports Center.
Okay, yeah, I guess that's where Sports Center was thriving. So
Or
that's
you
why
actually
people heard about
watched
it.
you watched games on television.
Well, he was in high school, so I don't know what games would have been on.
Well, they
That's
showed
what I'm talking
They
about.
showed his high school games on ESPN.
Yeah, but that hype to build up from there is like what I'm saying. Because like ESPN, you know, he didn't become LeBron James because ESPN started showing his high school games. He was like building this hype train.
That's because you kind of know when kids are 14, 15 years old, they're going to be the next star. Like versus football, where nobody even really knew who Patrick Mahomes was at Texas Tech. He was a guy that had a losing record in college, right? So the NFL players become stars in the NFL, where the basketball players, you know, at such an early age that they're so much better than everybody else. So it's a little different.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. But so
interesting.
But yeah, so we're excited. We got a couple games today, and I'm really going to be excited to see the viewing numbers on the women's Final Four.
Yeah, they start to climb the
without
meds.
Caitlin Clark, because last year
it'll be a drop. I mean,
I'm interested to see the drop.
I still prefer to watch women's basketball over men's basketball. So I would watch it if you have it on, way more than if you have men's basketball on. I'm probably on my phone.
Probably won't have it on.
I'm just saying. I won't seek it out, but I'm also not a basketball fan either.
I know you're not. And you've cursed the Rockets.
I'm a little anti-basketball, actually.
I'm hoping,
it's kind of annoying.
I'm hoping the Rockets curse that she put on them in 1997 will be lifted at some point.
Well, it's not going to matter this year.
No, like I said, they're
fun.
I'm
They're
really
fun
hoping they hang on to that 2 seed. So then they kind of avoid those, like the Lakers in the first round. You know,
yeah, Lakers are tanking right now. I think the Lakers are tanking for the Rockets.
They're trying. Well, if they tank for the Rockets, they got
like that's what
they got to get into the play-in.
Because LeBron also like, let me just not play anymore, and also
like
Luke is not playing.
Yeah, I don't want to play Denver, right?
The Bulls just beat them. Shout out Chicago Bulls.
That was the
buzzer beater.
That was insane.
Josh Giddey.
That was insane.
It's the top of the hour.
Fine.
Okay.
We're having so much fun, but we'll go to break.
If you're watching the stream, there's a moment where it looks like I'm sleeping, but I was actually reading something on my phone. And then I saw it on the thing, and I'm like, it literally looks
hopefully
like I was
something
asleep.
to talk about in the next segment.
I already have.
All right. So stay with us. 92.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through March 30th, enjoy USDA Choice whole beef short loin for $9.99 per pound, cut and wrapped for free. Plus, a 3-day sale from Thursday through Saturday of USDA Choice 8-ounce New York strip steaks, just $7.88 each. Northern Fishery salmon portions, $9.99 per 2-pound box, and a handle of Tito's handmade vodka, just $28.99. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
It takes hard work to make Nebraska the right place to raise a family, build a business, or grow a community. We're counting on working parents to make it happen, and they're counting on childcare professionals to have their backs. Employers and other contributors can earn up to $100,000 tax credit for strengthening childcare in our communities and state. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Spring is the time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Führer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table. Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall. Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option. A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740. Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family-owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio, video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Imagine a healthier, more active, physically fit version of yourself. If you've been putting off getting into shape, now is the time with the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-Week Challenge. Our program combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching to help you achieve your fitness goals. And ticket listeners, you can get $150 off your enrollment. The next 10-week challenge begins on April 12th. You can get all the info at fxblincoln.com. Don't wait any longer. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Early break. Sort of interesting that we could all learn from. He doesn't look at himself just as a running back, he said. I look at myself as a weapon. You should follow suit. I'm not just a radio host. I'm a weapon.
Noted.
We're weapons.
Weapons.
Yes. Weapons of destruction.
With Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush from 6 to 9 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essig.
All right, welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Fitness Fanatics is sponsored by Modern Woodmen of America. Founded in 1883, Modern Woodmen offers financial services and member benefits to individuals and families throughout the U.S. For more information, please call Sean Erickson at 402-483-6515. Modern Woodmen of America, touching lives, securing futures. Big shout out to the folks over at Modern Woodmen. We appreciate their support of the Fitness Fanatics. Later today, after the show, we're got a big thing happening in our gym. We're having our Fit Challenge, Mario Kart Fit Challenge. We're having a live draft for our members. We have 100 of our members signed up to do this Fit Challenge. We're going to be in teams of 4, and we're doing a live draft today for them at 11:30. So
Sean's in it, so I'm looking forward to being able to see him more frequently and consistently in the gym.
Sean will be on your team.
Maybe. Yep.
So everybody's like, ooh, am I going to be on Jeff's team or Nicole's team? Right? Because if you're on my team and you flake out, I'm just canceling your gym membership.
Whatever.
So, all right. So, all right. On to hour number 2 here.
Yes.
We're going to talk a little bit Farrell's and nutrition. So we touched on just briefly our next 10-week challenge starts in 2 weeks on April 12th. If you thought about trying out Farrell's, you can come all next week for free to try it out every day, Monday through Saturday. You can go to fxblincoln.com. There's a little tab there. You can fill out your info. All those go directly to me, or you can call me, text me personally at 402-310-4026. I don't mind giving out my cell number because if you want information, you go to our website. It goes to me anyway. So I will be texting you myself. So you can just skip that whole process and get to me directly. So again, fxblincoln.com or 402-310-4026. If you want to come hang out with Nicole and I, you want to get healthy, lose a few pounds, get in shape for the summer. This challenge goes from April 12th until June 21st is when this ends.
Yep. And if you want to try out class this week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday is kickboxing. Tuesday, we do lower body strength training. Thursday is upper body strength training. And then Saturday, we do a combo of upper body and lower body strength training. So really good balance of cardio and strength training. And
I mean, it's not a really good balance. It's a perfect balance.
And in our opinion, kickboxing is the funnest way to get your cardio in, get that heart rate up. And besides, some of the more boring running type cardio, but it'll get your heart rate up. That's for sure. And you get to punch something and kick
which is fun because nobody punches you back.
Yep.
So, and two, the cool thing about Farrell's is, and we've had guests on for the last month. We had our two $10,000 national challenge winners on. Last week we had Dave Myers on from the Meadow Lane Gym. He was our $1,000 winner. So not only do you get in great shape, but you have a chance to win some money also.
Yep.
$1,000 for the best transformation. Just think that could be a great summer vacation for you if you were to win that. The kids, we're taking a trip. Now I'm in great shape. I'm ready to go. Go to the beach somewhere, whatever your kids like to do. And then we also have the national challenge, which we award $10,000 to the best male and female changes as well. And I'll tell you, some of our national challenge winners, their results are like biggest loser transformations.
But in a year, not in 2 months.
Yes, and done the healthy way.
Is that the one that owned the pizza?
Yes.
Crazy that she was
Caitlin didn't eat pizza for a year.
I know.
That's crazy.
I would have failed.
I would
miserably.
Me too. I worked at Godfather's and I had pizza every day, and I was thin, right? I mean, like you, Harrison.
Because you were
I
young.
was thin.
Metabolism's doing enough.
But my triglyceride level was like borderline. I should be dead.
Yeah.
Because I had grease and pepperoni and just drank pop. I mean, every day I had pizza.
Like the worst. Because I won't say certain brands because I'm not, sure they might sponsor us one day. But like even some pizzas that I just don't like, and I just know it's kind of gross. And then,
I know.
Like if you put it in front of me, I'll still just eat
absolutely.
it. Pizza's one of those things. Like it's hard to be so bad that you're actually not going to eat it.
Pizza is tough too because if you eat like one slice of pizza, you're probably fine. It's actually probably a decent balance of carbs, and there's, depending on what you get, some protein. You can get some vegetables on there, but it's one of those foods that we tend to overeat.
And my philosophy is I'm going to be, people are like, eat slow because you're going to be full in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm like,
when it comes to
why would
pizza,
I eat slow? I need to eat as much as I possibly
that
can
doesn't make
in
sense.
20 minutes because then I'm going to be full. So get it in.
That is terrible advice.
It is terrible advice.
You really need to rethink
it's
that
terrible.
Because if you're going to be eating pizza for 20 minutes, wouldn't you rather just eat it slowly, enjoy the flavor, and end up eating less versus just scarfing it down and eating, double the amount?
I enjoy the flavor when I eat fast.
The consequences.
You need to work on that. Yeah, just like we had ice cream last night and you had a terrible night's sleep last night and you woke up this morning, you're like, oh my gosh, I feel terrible.
Yep.
I've had way too much sugar.
Yep, I did. Back was hurting. Like all that stuff is just like,
because you had cookie and ice cream.
That all correlates. Like
ice cream, like one of the worst things you can do.
It's not great. It's not great. It's not great for your
what's the little
sleep.
app with the score?
Oh, Yuka.
It's like 0.
Wasn't it like health risk or something like that?
Well, because it's all sugar. There's really not a lot of micronutrients that you're getting, or even macronutrients that are healthy for you that you're getting from ice cream. It's a dessert. Like it's not designed. It's supposed to be it's a comfort food, but
and you know what?
We tend to overeat it.
It's okay to have ice cream.
It is.
It's a little treat for yourself.
Maybe not right before bed.
and every day, or which we don't. We
Yeah,
usually have
no.
it once a week, maybe.
Sometimes
Usually.
twice.
Oh, you did have it twice this week.
But
Not me.
Man, now I'm like thinking of the drumsticks. You guys got to on like ice cream.
Oh man, we could tear
Those
those.
sound so good.
You
I
get a
could
thing
eat
of, we
5
get
of
a,
those.
get a thing of drumsticks in our house, and then you get to the end with the little fudge, and it's just, I mean, it's so good.
This was not the nutrition
No,
we were going to be
this
talking
is bad
about.
nutrition.
Yeah.
Not
All right.
bad. We don't demonize food.
All right, so let's
suboptimal nutrition.
We're going to talk about the Farrell's nutrition plan a little bit,
Yeah.
because there's so many amazing gyms here in Lincoln that you can go and get awesome workouts. You can get awesome workouts just walking, running. I mean, really, there's just never really a bad workout, right? Anything you're doing, exercising, moving your body is going to be good for it. But you've heard the saying, well, a couple sayings. Well, one, you cannot outwork a bad diet.
That's true.
So, and trust us on this, because exercising for Nicole and I are easy. This is the easiest part of our job, is going into the gym and working out. Like, it's fun.
Mhm.
We
enjoy it.
We enjoy it. Maybe every now and then there's times where it's like, oh, I don't really want to work out today. But there's never really a time where we're like, oh, we get to eat healthy today. Right? No, it's not accidentally. So you hear that, you can't outwork a bad diet. So the Farrell's, we don't call it a diet, we call it a meal plan. It's based off your body composition, which you do when you start. So everybody's going to be a little different.
A little different, but also very much the same. I mean, because it goes off of muscle mass, and
Right.
most people, women, we tend to carry similar amounts of muscle mass. Men too, more of a differential with men, more differential with how tall or short someone is. But I mean, the ranges are very similar. But a lot of times it's like excess body fat that makes people look different. But really, the nutrition is similar for most people, but it is dialed into your body composition, because some people do carry more muscle. Some people tend to, like, they're hard gainers. It's hard for them to gain muscle. So yeah, it is definitely personalized.
And we're not we don't tout our nutrition program as the end all be all greatest nutrition program in the history of Earth. But what we do know is that we've been doing the exact same nutrition program for our members for 22 years since Farrell's has been in business.
Yep. And every session we have amazing transformations. Same thing with the national challenge. I mean, that's what every Farrell's location has, the same kind of nutrition concepts. And so those people that you're seeing in the national challenge with their $10,000 transformations, they started with the Farrell's nutrition plan. And then you can tweak it to fit your lifestyle as you go. But it starts from such a balanced place.
Right. So we do the calorie breakdown. We're not a low calorie, no carb, quick fix type of the best results you possibly can in 10 weeks. And I always tell our members, yeah, we could give you meal plans like that where you're going to lose more weight than you would if you were not doing our program, if you were doing something else. But we're really looking for sustainability, something that you can do for a long period of time. So it's really broken down into 40% of your calories go to carbohydrates, 30% goes to protein, grams of protein, and 30% goes to grams of fat. So Nicole, question for you. You're more of the nutrition expert than I am on this. Like, we hear the no carb craze and carbs are bad and this and that. Why is it important for some? Now I can see somebody who's, if you're not exercising, you're just sitting on the couch, you could kind of get away with doing no carbs, right?
Yes.
But why is it important for somebody starting any type of exercise program to incorporate carbs into your meal plan versus just going to exercise 100% and not having any carbs at all?
Right. And I think that's important because a lot of people, if you are starting low carb, if you're not exercising, it's fine as long as it's something that you can do long term. If it doesn't fit into your lifestyle, then it's probably not going to last for very long. That weight loss isn't going to last for very long. But when you start Farrell's, like, you start right away. I mean, our program is 6 days a week, kickboxing 3 days a week, strength training 3 days a week. And so I think carbs are very nuanced because there's such a range of optimal and suboptimal carbs. We don't want to say good or bad, but from a health and performance perspective, that's where carbs are really important when it comes to having energy to get through those cardio workouts, and also keeping your muscles fueled and optimized. So then you're able to build muscle too. You're not just running on empty constantly. So from a performance standpoint, when you're exercising, that's why carbs are really important. And they provide a ton of your micronutrients, which we don't talk about. Like, you said macronutrients, that's carbs and fat and protein. Those are the big parts of your, of like what composes your meals. But micronutrients are all the vitamins and minerals that your body needs, amino acids that they need for muscle recovery and muscle building. And so a lot of those micronutrients come from carbohydrates. And if you are cutting those out, like we've talked about on the show, Harrison, multiple times, like the carnivore diet, you are cutting out huge amounts of micronutrients when you're not eating fruits and vegetables. That's where a lot of those nutrients come from. So I think sometimes when people think about carbs and demonize carbs, there definitely are carbs that, like ice cream, for example,
or pop.
So those are not
Candy.
optimal. That's not helping you build your body.
Right.
It's not helping you with your performance. But the things that are helping your performance are, fruits and vegetables, even things that are sometimes demonized. Potatoes. Potatoes are a great source of potassium, which is great for muscle recovery. Berries, awesome source of fiber and vitamin C. Same thing with like those brightly colored fruits and vegetables. That's where a lot of your vitamin C is coming from. So when you're cutting out carbs drastically, you're missing out on a lot of those micronutrients. And it's not as important when you're not exercising, because our bodies are very adaptable. But when you get to a point in your weight loss where you're like, okay, I'm going to start with just diet. I'm going to go low carb until I hit this certain weight goal. And then I'm going to switch to trying to gain muscle or get stronger. And that might be a time where you start to slowly reintroduce carbs. But they're really demonized. And we all know how annoyed I get about mainstream, not even mainstream, but like, those health claims. And there's a big one right now on people with those continuous glucose monitors, but it's like healthy people wearing them, which they're designed for people who are diabetic. And so I see lots of TikToks with people with CGMs, is what they're called, wearing those. And they're like eating food and they're showing that like, okay, I'm going to eat this rice and it spikes my blood sugar. Well, yeah, that's what it's supposed to do. That means your body's working like it's supposed to. It's kind of like, I like to think about it that way because there's such a trend now about how we don't want to spike our blood sugar, but our bodies are designed for that. That's why we have processes in our bodies that helps bring that blood sugar back down. So it's usually when that's not working, that's when you have, that's where the diabetic part comes down, because that process is broken down. But whenever I hear people talk about how you don't want to spike your blood sugar, it's like saying, I don't want to exercise because I don't want to raise my heart rate. Because yes, if you raise your heart rate too high and for too long, that is detrimental to your health. You could die if you have a high heart rate for too long. But that doesn't mean that your body isn't able to adapt to spikes in blood in your heart rate. And that's what makes everything, your heart stronger, your lung capacity better. That's how you get stronger. It's just like that with blood sugar too. Like, it should not be our goal to never raise our blood sugar. We want our bodies to be able to naturally have those rises and falls in blood sugar. It's just mitigating those by making better choices, eating whole foods like fruit, that yes, will raise your blood sugar, but it also has fiber and nutrients in it, things that your gut needs, which is a big part of our health, having, those probiotic and prebiotic foods. So I always kind of think of that when I see people trying to demonize carbs, because it's going to raise your blood sugar. And the other thing is too, a lot of times people will do that with like things like rice and bread. But I don't really see them doing it on like truly suboptimal foods. Like what happens when I eat ice cream? Because that spike huge compared to, you know, foods that have that fiber and stuff like that takes your body a little bit longer to break down.
Well, and again, like I said, we're not saying this is the end all be all. Like one of the
No.
good friends of the show, Matt Taylor's been doing keto for 4 years.
Yeah.
That's his lifestyle change, and he's being able to do it. But I think he's more of the exception.
There are exceptions
to the
for
rule.
sure. And that's the thing too, because there's so many like genetic predispositions to
Right.
how our bodies respond to food. It is weight loss comes down to calories in, calories out, but that
Yes.
doesn't mean that, you know, one way is the best way for everybody. And that has worked for him. And honestly, low carb, keto works for men so much more for women, because I know he has a family and stuff, and a lot of times it's just a lot easier for men to prioritize that for themselves
Right.
and not have to worry so much about what everyone else in the family is eating. And also there's a lot of hormone balances that women have a higher need for a variety of food, a bigger balance of protein, carbs, and fats. So like low carb keto can be really helpful for men, especially, but for women, maybe not the greatest kind of plan.
Yeah.
But it clearly fits into his lifestyle
Mhm.
and it's worked for him. So I would never say you are unhealthy, even though he's lost, you know, over 100 pounds plus, you know, I
Yeah,
mean, never
yeah.
would look at him and say, you are unhealthy because you don't eat carbs. That's ridiculous.
Right. Right.
So it is definitely something. And that's what I like. I was just talking to Dave about this because he's doing the national challenge, but that's what I like about the national challenge too in Farrell's. And even just when you're doing your own kind of journey, you're beginning your own journey, zooming out and giving yourself more time instead of less time. Because now we have a whole year with Dave that we can experiment a little bit and mix up his macros and see what is optimal for him. But it's not something that you can do 2 weeks at a time. You can't do one thing for 2 weeks. And if you're not getting immediate results, jump to something else. Like you really need to give yourself a good, you know, I would say 6 to 8 weeks of like 90% consistency on whatever
consistency.
you're doing to try to see if that's really good for you. So if you think you want to try low carb, don't do it for 2 weeks. Give yourself 2 months and really reflect on how you feel and if this fits into your lifestyle. And then, or if you want to add some stuff to it, start adding exercise, then maybe you start adding carbs. But we just don't give ourselves enough time. So we need to really zoom out when it comes to nutrition.
All right. We're going to take a break. We'll keep this conversation going here. So stay with us. 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
When your home fills up with family, Aloe Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Aloe Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Aloe at 866-481-2556 or visit aloefiber.com.
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 89-cent boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.29 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Buffalo Wings and Rings today on 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village. Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Salt Mine City is not only Lincoln's newest brewery, but they're also now serving food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their peanut butter and jelly burger with bacon and cheddar cheese, or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. Don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 11 a.m. every day but Mondays at 8th and R. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine. 93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Imagine a healthier, more active, physically fit version of yourself. If you've been putting off getting into shape, now is the time with the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-Week Challenge. Our program combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching to help you achieve your fitness goals. And ticket listeners, you can get $150 off your enrollment. The next 10-week challenge begins on April 12th. You can get all the info at fxblincoln.com. Don't wait any longer. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to the Fitness Fanatics. We're going to keep this conversation about nutrition going here with our resident nutrition expert, Nicole. All right, so we kind of talked about carbs here. The second and third part of our nutrition program are proteins and fats. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, just like with carbs, there are suboptimal and optimal proteins.
Yeah, I would say, why is it important to get protein? Because most of our members, like you've said this so many times, we don't just accidentally eat enough protein.
Nobody accidentally eats enough
like, oh, I
protein.
ate 200 grams of protein today.
It was an accident.
I just didn't mean to. No, you have to purposefully plan your meals to get your protein in, because things that we eat in bulk, like we eat a lot, are mostly high in carbs.
High in carbs, or they might be decent in protein, but they're also going to be really high in fat. So there's, unless you're purposefully seeking out low fat protein options, but
Right.
for the standard American diet, most protein is like red meat, chicken. Chicken can be low fat, but anyway, so yeah, protein. Nobody accidentally eats enough protein. When you're kind of trying to eat protein to help maintain or build muscle too. Again, this applies to people that our experience is applying it to people who are working out 6 days a week. So if you are more sedentary, you don't need as much protein. But I still would imagine, I bet the average person who just doesn't pay attention to their nutrition at all is probably getting less than 60 grams of protein a day in your day. Like my breakfast was pretty low in protein today because I had a breakfast sandwich with 2 eggs and a piece of cheese and toast, which
So
you're like,
probably
that's
like
not bad.
16 grams of protein.
Yeah, it's still pretty low. And so I think for most people, tracking protein is probably the most beneficial. We talk about like the one thing you could do to make the biggest impact is just create an awareness about making sure you're eating enough protein. And that can be different for everybody. But if you're exercising, especially strength training, you want to have a good amount of at least 100 grams of protein minimum, but more for most people probably.
Mm-hmm.
But the important thing about protein is it's what helps to build. Protein contains amino acids that help to build and maintain our muscle. And that's where a lot of people, when they go into these super low calorie diets to lose weight and you're not exercising, you're going to lose weight, but you're going to lose muscle too. And in the world of like health and fitness, muscle is like the most expensive commodity that your body can have. So you want to keep, if you're trying to recomposition, if you're trying to lose body fat, not just body weight, maintaining that muscle should be like number one priority. Because if you lose 10 pounds, but 7 of that is muscle, you're basically digging yourself into a hole and you have to continue to eat less and less and less to keep losing weight. So we want to make sure people are prioritizing getting those building blocks. So almost every time I finish a strength training class, I remind our members to go and give your body high quality building materials, because that is what protein is. So your workout is not where you build muscle. Workout is where you are tearing down the muscle. So then the protein can come in and help build new, bigger, stronger muscles. So I always say, like, make sure you're getting high quality building material for your body after your strength training workouts.
And the two times of the day where is the most critical, and you'll correct me if I'm wrong on this.
I will.
Number one would be, within an hour after your workout, 90 minutes. Like, you don't want to work out and then not eat anything for 5 hours, right?
What's number 2?
Number
then
2
I'll
is
address that one.
Number 2 is while you're sleeping.
Well,
that's because we tell, like, have a good protein source before you go to bed.
Really?
It depends, but yes.
I thought it was in the morning. I don't know.
It all depends on. So that is very common advice, Jeffrey. But
common, okay,
yeah.
Common's good. I'll take common versus bad.
No.
Common is better than bad.
It's common advice. It's not wrong, but in the grand scheme of our bodies, as long as you're getting enough protein throughout your entire day, that's the most important part.
I think usually, like, when I look at food logs and people are short on protein, I will tell them to have a protein before bed, because it's easy to,
or after a workout.
Yeah, that's an easy place to, like, if you think of that way, it's an easy place to get more protein in. Like if you have a cup of cottage cheese before bed and you're going to get 24, 25 grams of protein. Well, that typically, when we're looking at food logs, if somebody's eating 80 grams of protein and I'm like, okay, have a cup of cottage cheese, or grab one of these Core Powers as you leave the gym, which is 42 grams of protein, and you're only getting 80. That's going to boost your protein intake by 33%, just doing one thing different.
Yeah.
Like, that one thing makes a huge difference.
That's what I would add to what you said. Like, if you are already struggling to get enough protein in the day, post-workout protein is going to be super important, because you want to just start that metabolic process as soon as possible. And then, yeah, especially if you work out in the morning, or even anytime, some type of just a low fat protein source like cottage cheese, like you said, is a great thing to have close to your bedtime, just because that's when a lot of your recovery happens for your body, for your muscles. But like, yeah, if you're struggling, I would say post-workout protein is going to be really important. And that's, like you said, Jeff, usually one thing that we can just recommend people add.
Right.
Try to get 30 grams of protein, or split it up, 15 grams of protein, half of a protein shake before you work out, half after. So you're automatically building 30 extra grams of protein into your day without having to do a ton of work. So but as long as you're hitting your protein goals evenly throughout the day, the timing isn't as important. Our bodies know what to do with what we make it more difficult, but our bodies know what to
We
do.
do make it more difficult.
Yeah. It's not marketable to just tell people that just let your body do what it's supposed to do, what it's been doing for, hundreds of years.
And two, like after a workout, not just a protein only, but I texted Matt from Nutrition Authority, and I know you guys will be like, oh, my cottage cheese,
yeah,
my applesauce, and my post-workout,
Mhm.
like CRM, I think it's called, or CPR that we get from Nutrition Authority. So the macros on that, because I texted in the macros, is 390 calories, 60 grams of carbs,
Mhm.
25 grams of protein, and 5 grams of fat. So I love having that like after strength training days when I just feel exhausted. And Matt texted me back and said, this is actually a perfect,
It is
perfect, not good,
right,
perfect post-workout
on paper
formula
ratio.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Just
And
sell
that's-
it. You need to start selling.
And that's a lot of, that's 60 grams of carbs.
is,
So
but
it's 2 to 1, but you're
when
getting that
you're-
energy, right?
Yeah. And when post-workout is the best time to consume carbs, because the uptake of the glycogen that's in the carbs is going to happen so much more faster. Our body stores carbs in muscles first. So after you've exercised, you've depleted all that glycogen out of your muscles. So if you're eating carbs right after your workout, that uptake is going to happen so much faster into your muscles versus. And so I would say even like post workout carbs are probably just as important. So if there's like something that you really enjoy having, Harrison and I talk about Oreos sometimes, which it's an all or
Chocolate
nothing.
milk, is that one?
Chocolate milk. That's why chocolate
great.
milk is that's why chocolate
It's a
milk
great
is
one.
like an old
Coaches were
school,
right. Okay.
right? Yeah, an old school kind of thing, because it's enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
Like if there's something you really enjoy and you just don't want to cut it out, having it as built into your day as your post workout, portion controlled,
Right.
is so a couple Oreos after your workout is probably the best time. Now, most of the time when people are eating those, it's before bed, which is the worst time that you could possibly be eating those. So timing of how you eat your food is important also. But yeah. And then fat. So just really quickly, like to overview, I think about carbs. We use carbs for energy. That gives our body, it gives us quick energy, but it also, our muscles store that energy. So it helps you perform better in your workouts. And then protein is the building blocks to build muscle. And then fat is, first of all, like our brain consumes most of the fat is the highest consumer of fat in our body, which if you think about the low fat craze of the 80s, the 70s and 80s, when eggs started to be demonized because of egg yolks. That's when those like Snackwell's cookies, those fat-free cookies came
Eggs
out.
got demonized for a little bit.
Oh yeah, yes.
They still do, kind of.
Yeah.
For what? How?
Saturated fat in the yolk, but
Because people be like, well,
my cholesterol's high.
Yeah, most people that have high cholesterol, some of it is
I
genetics.
don't think it's
obviously.
coming from eggs.
No,
though.
It's
not.
not.
It's
Okay.
coming from all the other crap
That's what I figured.
that
Yeah.
we are eating.
It's the fast food burger that they're having. It's not
yes.
the eggs they're having in the morning.
Yes, that's
Right.
definitely not it.
Unless genetically you have high cholesterol, but
Yeah.
So anyway, our brain consumes a lot of our fat. So if you think about how those low fat crazes of the 80s and 90s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and the rates of dementia that are so much higher now in the people that were middle-aged during that time, I really think there's a correlation there. because just like anything, just like proteins, carbs, and fats, there's optimal and suboptimal types of fat that you can have. But really, you know, there's been a lot of regulation with fats where like the really bad for you fats, like trans fats, they're not allowed to be in our food anymore. So I think just like anything, just like carbs and protein, as long as you're trying to get your fat from whole food sources, nuts, and like avocado is a great one, or if it's packaged with your, you know, protein to a yolk of an egg.
Cheese.
Yeah, our bodies know what to do with that. So it helps control, or it helps for brain function, hormone production. There's a whole list of micronutrients of vitamins that are fat soluble. You need to have fat basically to break down those vitamins. So those are important. Vitamin A is one. So if you're super low carb, you could be low in vitamin A, or I mean, low fat, you could be low in vitamin A. But also the other thing with fat is if you are eating less, if you're reducing your calories and you're eating less, fat is more satiating. So it's more of an appetite control.
So, okay. For those average Jeff, satiating means what?
You don't know what that means?
No.
It'll just make you keep you feeling fuller longer. Like you feel fuller longer when you eat something that contains fat versus like, you know, you eat a cookie or whatever. And
well,
then
that's fat in it.
It does, but it's mostly a lot of sugar and carbs.
Yeah, because like if you've noticed, I don't know, Harrison, if you've ever had like, if I have a breakfast that is like pancakes. Like think about like when you're a kid, like, oh, you're one of the great breakfasts is it's just an all carb breakfast, right? You get pancakes, you get syrup. And if you ever look at the label of syrup, I mean, it's,
it's sugar.
It's all
Hash
sugar.
browns.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. Carbs. And then you get like, here's one egg.
Right.
Yeah. And then if you pile on the chocolate milk on top of that, where chocolate milk is usually like 3-to-1 ratio of carbs and protein. So you might have a breakfast that was like 150 grams of carbs. So you're so full after you eat all these pancakes. You're stuffed. You're like, oh, I cannot eat another bite. And in like 2 hours,
lunch comes around.
Not even before lunch, you get the feeling where you have not, it feels like you haven't eaten in like 2 months. You're just shaking.
That's where blood sugar
I am just
comes
starving.
in.
Like, how is this even possible? Like, so I mean, I've had those where you've had pancakes and syrup, or you know, I'll get like a couple McGriddles from McDonald's. It's just carbs and fat, and just
you get full, and then you take
so
a
good.
nap because you're so tired. And when you wake up,
you're hungry.
Yes,
again.
and then when you're feeling that way, you're not thinking like, oh, I need to go have like a turkey sandwich, right? No, I need to go get a Butterfinger or Snickers or some peanut butter that I just eat with the spoonful because it's going to give me instant gratification.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, you're
But
just so nervous. You're
think
just
about
shaking.
when you did Whole30, when we did Whole30 and you were having eggs and bacon for breakfast, that kept you full all the way to lunch. That's satiating.
Yeah.
That's what fat is.
Or if you do higher protein, a little bit higher fat. Yeah.
That's why it's important. Again, tracking your food. Then we'll go to break because we're running over. But tracking your food is so important because when you start tracking your food, you can really look at yourself like an experiment. And then you can start like documenting those times like, man, 2 p.m. Ooh, I'm hitting that slump. And then you look back and you think, well, what did I have for lunch? Maybe all I had was, like you said, a turkey sandwich and some carrot sticks and an apple, which is a fine and healthy balanced lunch. There's nothing wrong with that lunch, but maybe there just wasn't enough fat in that lunch to tide you over until your dinner.
Right.
So then you add a portion of cashews, a portion of nuts into that. And then you find, okay, the next day you have the same exact lunch. You add a little bit of healthy fat or you put some avocado on your sandwich. And then you realize, okay, 2 p.m. comes along and I'm not having that crash. So that's why logging your food is so important, because then you can look. It's not just for looking forward. It's more importantly for looking back and being like, why am I feeling this way? What was the last meal that I ate? And how can I, tweak that a little bit for the timing to make it work for me?
I really need to try avocados.
I'm allergic to them. You might be allergic to them too.
No, never mind.
They're very similar to bananas.
Yeah.
So if you're allergic to bananas, you might be allergic.
We did have a
to
text
avocados.
from Brent that said, biggest change in my life since joining Farrell's is my protein intake.
B. Brent Menke. Or was
Yes.
it? Yeah.
The kart leader of the 2024
Cat Peach.
Mario Kart Fit Challenge winner. Yes.
All right.
That
Anyway,
Brent.
protein is the number one thing that if you just start keeping track of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go to
Okay.
break. Last one of the show. So stay with us here. We'll wrap it up. 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through March 30th, enjoy USDA Choice whole beef short loin for $9.99 per pound, cut and wrapped for free. Plus, a 3-day sale from Thursday through Saturday of USDA Choice 8-ounce New York strip steaks, just $7.88 each. Northern Fisheries salmon portions, $9.99 per 2-pound box, and a handle of Tito's handmade vodka, just $28.99. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Boyk Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Boyk Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at Boyk, B-O-E-C-K, farmoutfitters.com.
It takes hard work to make Nebraska the right place to raise a family, build a business, or grow a community. We're counting on working parents to make it happen, and they're counting on childcare professionals to have their backs. Employers and other contributors can earn up to a $100,000 tax credit for strengthening childcare in our communities and state. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com. Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
When opportunity knocks, you don't want to miss the call. Hamilton Business Technologies makes communication easy and efficient using customized technology, all while putting people first. Whether you're working from the office, at home, or on the go, Hamilton Business Technologies equips your business with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Load up on meat and more this spring at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through April 1st is $1 off all pasta, $2 off spaghetti sauce, and special discounts on hamburgers. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney and Lincoln, or also at 168th and Maple Streets in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
What's it take to be a mentor with big brothers, big sisters? It takes 30 minutes and a cup of coffee. A video game, best 2 out of 3. It takes sharing thumbs up emojis, clapping emojis, and loaded nachos at halftime. That's how you make an impact on a young kid's life. So go on, share a few hours a month, because mentorship may sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. To learn more, volunteer, or donate, go to bebignow.org.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Early break. Sort of interesting that we could all learn from. He doesn't look at himself just as a running back, he said. I look at myself as a weapon. You should follow suit. I'm not just a radio host. I'm a weapon.
Noted. Noted.
We're weapons.
Weapons.
Yes. Weapons of destruction.
With Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush from 6 to 9 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right. Final segment here. We've been talking about nutrition, so we just have a few more minutes. Before we get into that, I did want to say I figured this out this morning. We are 151 days from Nebraska, Cincinnati, in Arrowhead Stadium. And I also wanted to, I didn't bring this up in the first segment. Harrison, next Saturday night, Ben and I will be in Kansas City for the Orioles-Royals baseball game. And we bought tickets yesterday. And this is just kind of weird how when we think about ticket pricing for baseball versus football, like when we went to the Ravens-Bills game, we dropped about $330 a ticket to go to that. Just crazy price.
The opening?
No, that was that Bills-Ravens game.
Oh, okay.
NFL. So we're looking at tickets yesterday, and I'm looking, and I was like,
They were good seats, though.
yeah, they were good seats at the football game.
Mhm.
So we spent $100 a ticket for this baseball game yesterday, or for next Saturday, which I'm like, wow, that's a lot for a baseball game, which it is, but we're only going to one. We usually go to two, and we're not staying overnight. So we're driving down, going to the game, driving back on Saturday. So we got fourth row right behind the Orioles dugout. It's like $100 a ticket. Like we're going to be right like basically
Kinda best
where
seats
how
in the
far
house
we are
for-
away.
yeah.
Like so as all the players come into the dugout, I mean we're going to be like they could just spit on us. They could fling their sweat on us.
That's what
Do
you pay
baseball
for.
players sweat?
We're going to be right by the plate. It's going to be and we
You guys
sat
gonna chirp or say anything?
Cheer because it's the Orioles.
Yeah, I shouldn't say chirp,
yeah,
but
yeah.
well, I mean, you
Ben's
never
hoping
know
to
if
get
someone
some-
you don't like, they make it to first base, and you can.
Well, that's
well, we're on
true.
the third base line.
Oh, okay.
That's
Either
where
way.
the Orioles dugout
away.
is. So kind of right in between home and third. And we sat down. We were kind of right by third base a couple times. So we were a couple sections over from the bullpen or the dugout, but now we're right above the dugout. So Ben's hoping we'll get there early. He's hoping he can get some autographs. You know, we'll be wearing Orioles stuff. And usually in the games we've been to, right behind the dugout there's a lot of Orioles fans. That's kind of where they sit.
Yeah, because I can't see Royals fans spending $100 a ticket to sit there.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
kinda
unless
where-
they just want to be chirpy. Like
So
you
we're
said.
going to be, I mean, we're up close and personal. It's going to be awesome. The O's are 4-1 against the Royals in games we've seen in person.
But the Royals are getting better.
Oh yeah, the tickets
So-
are way more expensive this year than they have
Yeah.
in the last 3 years.
Well, that's because last year they were supposed to be horrible.
Yeah,
I think they started off horrible.
And you always
They
go
did.
early in the season.
They
too.
always play early. Like
Yeah.
usually it's in May. This is like the third series of the season.
How
So
do
it's-
the O's start the season off?
Well, they're 2-1 right now.
2-1.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the Royals? I know they lost their first one.
I think they're 0-2.
0-2.
And there's 5 undefeated teams right now in baseball, and the St. Louis Cardinals,
Oh,
which is
geez.
my team.
Mm-hmm.
They're one of the 5 undefeated teams, and I can't tell you one player on their roster.
Who are the other teams?
I think like the Padres, the Dodgers, the Yankees, and then there's one other one. I can't remember.
Yeah, I
But
saw some interesting conspiracy with the
2-0.
Dodgers on the baseball bat. I don't know
I
if you
saw that too. That they changed the logo, the spot.
Yeah,
and so
apparently
now
this
they're saying
guy was kept hitting the bat like low all the time. So
they
I
got
don't.
like 5 home runs in a row. Was that right? What it was?
I think they had like 8 home runs or something.
I thought it was-
well, it
Outrageous.
could
or
be
8
because they're
runs.
just all
Yeah.
stars.
Well, that's what I was
I mean-
reading too. Is like more so. I don't think it's every batter. I think it was more just the one guy
Oh,
because he really had a habit of hitting it. But yeah, I don't know.
There's more wood, like where in the sweet spot. I made that up, but I didn't. I read that, but I think that's what it was.
so we're
Something like
excited.
Baseball's officially here.
But leaving you with this 10-week challenge, 2 weeks from yesterday, fxblincoln.com, or you can reach me directly, 402-310-4026. And Brent, We'll give you an update on the Denny's that burned down 2 years ago right in front of our eyes. It was still just a pile of ashes last year, but we'll drive by and check it out and let you know. So thanks, guys. We'll see you next Sunday here on the Fitness Fanatics. Have a great week. Imagine a healthier, more active, physically fit version of yourself. If you've been putting off getting into